Hello and welcome to the third in our series of special Holy Week reflections. Tonight we turn our attention to events described by Matthew in his Gospel in chapter 26, reading from verses 47 to 50. While he was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, arrived. With him was a large crowd armed with swords and clubs, sent from the chief priests and the elders of the people. Now the betrayer had arranged a signal with them. "The one I kiss is the man. Arrest him." Going at once to Jesus, Judas said, "Greetings, Rabbi," and kissed him. Jesus replied, "Friend, do what you came for." Earlier in Matthew's Gospel, we see Judas ask this question: "What are you willing to give me if I deliver him over to you?" It is a question that sets in motion the act that will soon ultimately come to define his life. As Jesus agonizingly wrestles with his Father and disciples lie exhausted around him, Judas Iscariot is seeking his moment. He is watching and waiting, the action of his betrayal approaching. As Judas enters the garden that night, surrounded by a large crowd armed with swords and clubs, it's easy to feel angry towards him. Here is a man who was called by Jesus and filled with power and authority, a man who gave up everything to follow the Messiah, a man who for 3 years walked every road with Jesus, hearing his finest teachings and witnessing incredible wide-ranging miracles, a man who was sent out with the other 11 to do these same incredible things, a man trusted to manage their money. Yet despite all of this, here he is now choosing to turn his back on the one who is the hope of all the world. We ask ourselves, why would he do it? Greed? Disillusionment that Jesus wasn't the Messiah he grew up expecting? Fear for his future? Whatever the reason he had and whatever anger we may feel towards him, it's safe to say, when Judas betrayed Jesus, he made the biggest mistake any man has ever made. We live and worship Jesus in a world that seeks to draw us away from him with many distractions. They appear satisfying in the moment, but we soon quickly discover, as Judas did with his bag of silver, that they really are not. And here's where we find incredibly good news for us. Though Judas succumbed and fell to his own desires, we live in the light of a Father's mercy. A mercy that is freely available to us no matter our past or how grievous our sin. A mercy that exceeds judgment and gives us a starting place as we seek to remain rooted in Christ, guarding our hearts through the treasure of his word.